Burritos, it's Dodger, and I know this took forever, but I wanted to make a video telling you that Treating Peoples Like Peoples 2013 is officially closed. As a reminder, we made $30,000 to give to all three organizations, Center for Victims of Torture, Human Rights First, and Amnesty International. All three of them have that $10,000, and wound up contacting me asking how this all came about. After explaining that it was this huge group effort from people all over the world and that we did a 24-hour live stream and raised a bunch of money, they were excited and they wanted to give you guys a personal message. So we actually have a personal message from each organization that I am going to read to you now. First off, from Amnesty International. A huge thanks to all the people who decided to treat people like people with a gift to Amnesty International. It's donations from people like you that help keep our doors open year-round and help us defend human rights in the US, Syria, Nigeria, and around the world. There are 3 million Amnesty members and supporters writing letters, meeting with government officials, going to rallies, making donations, and organizing for human rights. And we are so glad to count you among us. If you would like to get more involved in the future, visit amnestyusa.org. From Amnesty International. From Human Rights First, it reads, Human Rights First is deeply honored to be one of the recipients of this generous team effort. By working together and collectively raising and donating money, you have lived up to the ideals and values that are spelled out in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Your effort will help us support activists around the world who put their lives at risk as they fight for human rights and dignity for all. We could not be more pleased with this donation from all of you. And last, but certainly not least, from Center for Victims of Torture. Thank you to the Press Hard to Continue viewers and participants of Treating People Like People. At the Center for Victims of Torture, people who endured unspeakable cruelty rebuild their lives and restore their hope. People like Christian, who never stands in a room with his back to the door because the torturers told him they'd find him no matter where he went. People like Sarah, who can't sign a form to receive health care because she's terrified that anything she signs contains a false confession somewhere in the fine print. People like Rita, who is reminded of being raped by the guards whenever she hears male laughter. And people like George, who remembers his torturer laughing and telling him, oh, but this is just the beginning, every day when he stands in the shower and sees the scar where his thumb used to be. With expert care from the professional staff at the Center for Victims of Torture, they heal from their wounds and reclaim their lives. Christian now works in a bank, Sarah is a nurse, Rita is married and enrolled in community college, and George is a teacher. Your support makes this possible for Christian, Sarah, Rita, George, and more than 2,000 other torture survivors each year. Thank you so much. That's awesome, right? It was incredible to talk with each and every one of them and discuss like what we did, how it all came about, and just hear back from them about how much it's gonna help. So now the question is, how in the future do we have it not take forever for the money to get where it needs to go? I'm actually in talks right now. Markiplier, I think, is doing the same thing. We were discussing putting together nonprofits and charity businesses and things like that, and how that's going to make it much easier to do these in the future and not have quite as many hiccups. I'm hoping that I can do that. I think that that would be incredible, but I'm gonna try to do it the right way, make sure that it's not, you know, done in a way that's sketchy and doesn't work out. So, that's the plan right now. I'm just delighted that all of that money got where it needed to go, that they are so overwhelmingly happy with it, and that we did good stuff. We did lots of good stuff, and I hope we get to do more stuff like this in the future. So, that's it. That's it. It's over. Treating Peoples Like Peoples 2013. Victory.